and welcome back to another episode of the Magic Duck Pond. We're going to do a draft today. I'm going to talk a little bit about the set and things as we're drafting. But first, we're going to start as has been usual now with a reminder of the viewer discount offered by our sponsors, Fantasiapellit Turku. You get 10% off all Magic accessories, sleeves, dice, binders, deck boxes. Going in at Fantasiapellit Turku, the friendly staff will help you with anything you need to know. So if you want to ask them about games or anything else that's going on, they'll be happy to help. And if you mention the stream and the monthly code, you get a discount of all Magic accessories, sleeves, dice, everything you need to play Magic except for the cards themselves. This month, it's August, or it's going to be August when this video goes live. We want to say salute to Valentin Solovyev, who managed to qualify for the Magic Pro Tour. At this point, we don't know how he did, but just getting to the Pro Tour is an awesome accomplishment already. And so we want to give a shout out to Valentin Solovyev. Well done. I hope you did well at the Pro Tour. And in his honor, August's discount code is Sephiron, which is an alias he's been known to use sometimes. So August's discount code is Sephiron. And use that. Go to Fantasiapellit Turku when you're going to pick up whatever your supplies you need, and mention this stream, mention Sephiron, and get a 10% discount on Magic accessories. Anyway, let's get on with the show and get to some drafting. So I've been drafting this set now 3 times online, 3 times on paper, and I've won only one draft on paper. My most common score is 2-1. All my online drafts ended 2-1, and if I want to, give some excuses, I can say about mana screw and all these kind of stuff. But I have been changing some of my evaluations of the cards that I from earlier, and as we draft and as I play, I can try to talk you through what kind of things have changed. Those of you who don't draft much online, you get to choose between different kinds of queues. You have single eliminations queues, which offer bigger rewards, but also if you lose one game before the final, you often don't get any prizes at all, or very little. We're going to be playing a pack per win Swiss draft, and that's because at this point still, I want to be minimizing losses, minimizing costs. This means that even if I lose the first round match, if I just win the next 2 rounds, I'll end up getting 2 packs, and if I can trade in some rares, this is the form. If you're not consistently winning more games than you're losing, then this is the sort of cheapest way to draft. Once you feel like, or if you're able to, for one, invest a lot of tickets and sort of live through a bad run, then 8-4s are the most profitable if you feel like, or if you are in fact good enough to win more than half of your games on a consistent basis. Then 8-4s are the way to go. So far, I'm with the limited budget, with until I get more followers or whatever, or just more. When I invest more in this, then I'm playing the Swiss pack per win drafts. And the main reason there is so that I can draft more for less. So let's see how, if it takes a while to load up, I might have a look at some of the cards that I want to talk about during the stream. So we can switch over to collection view here. They've been trying to optimize Magic Online a lot, and they've been saying that collections and stuff should load faster. Haven't noticed anything too much, but I personally have not had too many problems, touch wood, with this with Magic Online for quite a long time. So let's take a look at Origins here and talk about a few cards while we wait for the queue to fire. We only have 3 people there now. So the Oldie Act of Treason is this is a card that a lot of people usually say that like new players like this a lot more than they should like it, and it's not that great. But there's a number of different sack outlets in this format. Um, and if you have watched Kenji Egashira, Nama the Nami draft, then he actually has taken these quite aggressively. And if we have a look at, let's sort by color here. If we have a look at black and red, we have, of course, Nantuko Husk, which is a sack outlet, which is great with active treason, but that's not the only thing. Well, this thing sacks 2 creatures, so that's not the best thing. But we have the blue, the red removal spell. Let's see where we have it. It's something like Fiery Conclusion or something. Why can't I find it now? Maybe I can't find it because I haven't picked a single one of those because I haven't played the active treason. But there's a Fiery Conclusion spell where you sacrifice a creature, deal 5 damage. But there are also a number of other ways to abuse the active treason thing. And I'm not saying it's a great strategy or a great card, but I am saying that I've seen it be better than active treason usually is in a core set. So combining the active treason with sack outlets is great. Most of you already know this, but in my series about tricks, I sort of didn't give this much very attention. The reason was because before I had done the trick analysis, I'd misread it, and only when I read it during the trick analysis video did I actually notice that it prevents the damage to the creature. And I mentioned it, but I didn't give it too much attention. But that actually makes this a very, very, very solid trick. Most of you do know that. Celestial Flare is another thing I want to talk about. This is I said that this is a really good removal spell, and it is good. It's not premium, and there's a few things about this with the Thopters and everything going along. A lot of times your opponent's going to have multiple creatures out and be able to minimize the effect of the Celestial Flare. But what I've noticed more than that is that the double white casting cost is very often an issue in drafts I've been playing. White is heavily drafted because it's widely recognized that white is the best color on its own in a vacuum. And with that in mind, a lot of times your white isn't so heavy because you're fighting for the good white cards with a lot of other people. And a lot of times I've been faced with choosing between like Celestial Flare and then a card that used to be kind of underwhelming, Weight of the Underworld. And I've been taking Weight. For one, Weight does deal with a lot of the prowess creatures and actually kills quite a lot of stuff. It's an enchantment which synergizes with the enchantment theme sometimes. And it's only just a single colored mana. So it's interesting. I've like I said, I still like Celestial Flare and I still play him if I can. But sometimes I've noticed that it's interesting to see how many single colored mana cards. A lot of times I take a good creature instead of the Celestial Flare as well. So it's been interesting to see how this has dropped in valuation in my mind. The prowess creatures that we thought are good are indeed good. Tragic Arrogance is the kind of bomb that you might think it is. The fact that you get to choose which creatures your opponent or which creature your opponent keeps is obviously a big game. Maritime Guard, the lowly 1/3, blocks way better than you'd think. So if you're sort of like a heavy blue, mid-rangey blue that's worried about getting run over by early creatures, Maritime Guard has your back quite effectively. Does block a lot of the early creatures, a lot of the 2-drops. So there. One card that I've already said a lot of times I really like, but I want to just highlight is Reeve Soul. I did the math, or well, it's not math. I did the counting, and if you look at the set and you look at the creatures in the set, just like their vanilla stats with before prowess, then Reeve Soul actually kills almost 80%, 79.25% of the format dies to Reeve Soul. So this is a 2-mana removal spell, sorcery removal spell that kills almost every creature in the game. What it won't kill is it won't kill the big bombs. It does kill the Archangel of Tithes. Keep that in mind. I mean, that's so it kills some of the bonds. It kills a lot of the 3/3 power flyers and stuff. So Reeve Soul is extremely good removal spell. Okay, the draft's begun. So enough with the talking, and let's jump right in. So an unplayable rare. Well, that's always fun. Blightcaster, I like to take Blightcaster after I have a few auras, not try to draft the aura deck with the Blightcaster. Rune Servitor, wouldn't first pick it. Same thing with Celestial Flare. Don't want to first pick that. Although we're getting to a point where the quality of cards are not that great. So I think the pick here is Suppression Bonds. Look at the 4-drops here. This is another thing about Origin Draft, is that your 4-drop slot is going to get filled up quite quick. We have the Blightcaster, Messenger, Elemental, Void Mage, and Bonds, all at 4. And here I think the pick, which is not a first pick I like doing really, to have to pick a common, but we have between Firefiend, Elemental, Void Mage, and Bonds, and I think Bonds here is the hands down best card out of those 3. And the notable thing is that all 4 of these is on 4 mana. And the 4 mana slot fills up really easily here. And good 2-drops are something you don't see that often. So here I'm going to just snap up the Free Blade. I wonder if the Archive is worth enough tickets, but it's probably not enough. Here we have an interesting situation where I have the 2 mana removal spell, or a token Free Blade, but whereas while Swift Reckoning is extremely good, sometimes the token Free Blade on turn 2 is just such a big beating that I'm picking that over the Reckoning here. Other notable cards that we want to pay attention to, we have a Leaf Gilder, not Glider. So gilding means, putting leaf gold on something. And the Archive here is not playable, but I don't think that it's worth anything either, so I'm going to pass that up. Usually I draw my line at about 3 tickets worth. If it's over three tickets, I tend to rare draft it, just because that helps sponsor more drafts. But here I think it was between the Reckoning and the Free Blade. Too bad both are in our colors. An uncommon is missing, so whoever previously picked an uncommon. This is a really good card if we are in those colors. I don't know if I want to commit to red-white yet, so I'm gonna see if that wheels. Displacement Wave. I haven't played with this yet. People are saying it's mostly bad, and I am inclined to believe them. Jailer I've seen and I've noticed that is better than I thought, which is not saying much because I thought it was completely unplayable. My view of Jailer is that this card helps you lock up the game, hehe, pun intended, if you're ahead. If you're not ahead, the Jailer is not good. If you're at parity, the Jailer a lot of times doesn't do enough because it demands so many resources to work. But when you're ahead, it can help out. But here I think we're sticking with the Renown theme. A decent 3/2 3-drop comes a 4/3 when you hit is the pick here, and we'll see what we can get further on. Okay, so we can stay white and pick up this. This won't come back around because this is a really good card. Or we can hope to start edging towards the red-white deck. This is kind of interesting pick actually. So I believe that the pick is between these 2 cards. Stay white with Enshrouding Mist and help these guys get through, or go into red-white with the Gear Crafter. And I think the Gear Crafter's the pick here. Another 3-drop, 2/1 with a 1/1 in the air to help along. Yeah, I think this is a better pick than the Mist, but this is pretty close, and I could understand staying white here. But I'm gonna go with that. Glory Chaser. I've lost to this card in a super aggressive, and it actually was a red-white deck. But I don't actually like it much here. Titan Strength, also a decent finisher. I don't like the pick that very highly right now. I'm actually leaning towards Towergeist because for one, blue-white is a really good strategy, and Towergeist is a very powerful card. And picking Gearcrafter doesn't make me feel committed to red yet. The other option here is to just take the wilds to hedge, or read the bones would be good if I were in those colors already. But here I feel like Towergeist is enough better than Glory Chaser to sort of hedge and see if we can get on the blue train here. It's worth noticing too that white might completely dry up because, like I said, white is overdrafted because there's this common knowledge that white is the best color to be in. So that means that people have to fight for white cards more. And now I think blue is wide open here. I think Claustrophobia is better than Anchor, but Anchor is a very solid play. Getting their creature back on their library sometimes can just completely blank them for more than a turn, and getting Scry on top of that is just a phenomenal effect. That being said, Claustrophobia is the hardest type of removal that blue gets. However, this is just one color. This is less mana intensive. Heck, I'm gonna go tempo, more tempo, less control. Let's take the Aether here. That might be wrong. Tell me what you think, but I like that. This card has been underwhelming for me, but it does make a Thopter, and both of them fly. That is relevant. This card has wrecked me a few times when I've played against it. I played it once myself. I don't think I ever drew it, so I don't know. Negate is better in sealed than in draft. That's what the old knowledge says. But I think here, look at how well. There might not have been much white in this pack, but what white was here was taken. So this is typical that you're fighting for good white cards. I'm going to take the Aspiring Aeronaut here and see what we can get. Amber Tactician is great, but greater in the red-white deck. And like I said, the 4-drop tends to fill up quite quick. Now consoles is quite neat. The question is it better than Courser and Tactician? I haven't played with this myself yet, but I've seen people get really good value out of this. To just be able to pop down 2 flyers late in the game is, I think, better than a random 3-drop. So we're taking consoles and seeing what we can get with that. All right, we wield the Sanctum. Are we doing it? No, we're not. Servitor is a 2-drop. 2-drops are really important here. It's also an artifact that can be interesting if we get some kind of artifact synergies going on. It's a bear with a semi-downside. Both players draw a card. And I think I'm going to take it here just because it's 2-drop, because like I said, 3-drops are going to be easier to pick up later on, and I think we're going to be able to pick up a Water Courser later on. We've got another Anchor. I love that card, but I can't pass up a Ringward Knoll. This is, one of the blue win cons, and if although it's not that easy to kill, and 5 mana is a lot. Not that hard to kill, but 5 mana is a lot. I think definitely Ringward Knoll is one of the ways that white can just win. And the 6/6 is really hard to push through. Rebuttal is unplayable, so I'm picking up the 6/6 here. Don't like the Nivix Barrier much. Fair Miscreant. I'm going to pick this up, because if I get the Flash guy that boosts flyers, I might play a few of those. Should we pick up the Dreadwaters in case we get a Tutelage? Yeah, of course. And Guardians of Meletis is playable. Alright, so we shifted here. As you saw, white dried up. We hedged on a red card a little bit, but I think we were right to move into blue. Oh, exquisite Firecraft, so exquisite. We're only have a light touch on white here. We can splash the suppression bonds easy. I think picking up the Firecraft here and keeping our eye on the red-blue thing is what we want to do here now. We might wheel one of the red cards, or we might get maybe Maritime Guard or Scrapkin Gate Drake back. But I think 4 damage to target creature or player for 3 mana. that is the pick here, and we're gonna sort of feel if red blue is open. Blue is definitely open. I think we made the completely right decision to move into blue, and we'll see what we can do. Getting the double red spell here. Okay, I'm gonna just have to check very quickly if this is worth anything. So let's take a look at prices, price lists. Use this. Avaricious Dragon is 1 ticket, so that's not enough for me, to cross my threshold of like pick it no matter what. And I don't think it goes very well in the type of deck we're looking at here. So we have Victor at 4. We have Ravaging Blaze. I haven't seen this card end as many games as I thought it would. And I have a feeling that it is not quite as good as I felt like it was at first. But it is a removal spell and it can end games. I would love to wield this Void Mage. And I would love to try that out, but I don't want to risk too much by want to try it out. So I'm thinking Ravaging Blaze is the pick here. We also have another Suppression Bonds. But yeah, we're trying out the Blaze and seeing where that takes us. Here I think Fiery Impulse is the pick. We do have to be mindful of the fact that we currently have only 2 2-drops and one of them are white, and we're kind of like possibly abandoning white here. We'll have to see. The Fiery Impulse I think is the pick, way better pick here. We see also Jessian Thief, which I'd play, which is really good. Hydrolash, which I'd play in a pinch. And now we're seeing white cards, and we will be seeing white cards coming from this other direction because it looks like the white players are on our right. So, but maybe like if I see a token freebill or something, I might reconsider. But here, Fiery Impulse is what I want to have. Currently, like our other 2-drop is white, and now we see Anointer. Oh, this is getting a little bit interesting here. If we pick Anointer, then we are looking at maybe ditching blue. And this would be kind of a safe hedge, because if we look at what is in our colors, if we have Stratus Walk, which is a sort of very easily replaceable card, not a card that we need very badly. We have Bonded Construct, which is fine, and we might need that in our deck because it blocks in the beginning. We currently have no 2-drops at all, and we might have an artifact theme going on later on. But here I think Anointer is. We're not going to move into green anymore. Otherwise, like I think in a vacuum, the pick here is Rock Maulers, and it's not close. But I'm gonna go with Anointer here now and see what's going on. I want this card, but we're not taking that. We're taking Prickle Bore, which is a serviceable 5-drop. We have a Ram Roller as well, and with a few more artifacts, maybe that could be a thing. Currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 artifact creating creatures. Yeah. I think Prickle Bore here is the safer bet. It is a 5-drop, but this can really be difficult to deal with later on. I'm going to take the Prickle Bore here. Alright, red is definitely open now. Picking the Gearcrafter over the Enshrouding Mist. Is this not the same exact choice we had earlier? And again, I still think the Gearcrafter is just better for what we need. We need to get board presence. We need to get those Stopsters in the air, especially. That's what we want to do here. Here the Boggart Brute is the pick, and this is a very late Wheel Breaker. LSV said this card is nigh unplayable. I disagree, and quite a lot of other people disagree quite a lot. Wheel Breaker is actually quite a good card if you already have a shell that works. But let's take a look if we have. Actually, we have Anointer. Do we have anything else? I don't have the Tapper. Only have Anointer right now to combo with it. Tutelage. Oh, this is just, oh, I'd love to play with that, but let's take it. I'm going to take it tutelage just because I haven't played with it yet, and it's actually quite annoying not to have it as your main strategy, but just to have that in there and combo off of things. I know. The Boggart there was the pick, and Boggart is a really good card. It's an insane card, but I don't care. I'm doing that now. Stratus Walk here combos with tutelage. I don't like the bully very much, and we're not an aggro deck, so let's take the Stratus Walk for now. Here we get a flyer. So now we're seemingly back, and now it's between bully and Victor. And you know what? I'm just going to take Victor because, yeah. Okay, so if I'd taken I might be drawn into taking this if I'd taken the Wheel Breaker, but that would have been a bad decision. I'm taking the Hydro Lash here. That's a decent card. Stratus Walk. I'll take the Send to Sleep just because I'm hoping I don't have to play it. Alright, let's see here. We seem to be solidly in blue-red. Don't like that very much. I think at this point it looks like we might have to take up some pick up some maritime guards, even if we see them, just because of the acute lack of 2-drops. But currently I'm just going to shift these to the board. If my predictions are right, then now that we switch directions in the last pack, we won't be seeing as many white cards again. So hey, I actually have a Dreadwaters already, and here's another Dreadwaters, and I have the tutelage. What if we just went all in on that? Well, that would be kind of stupid. Ah, the champion. If we were white-red, that would be the pick. I wonder if we have enough artifacts to make this work. I think we do. And I'd much rather take the Epiphany here, to which has some synergy with tutelage, than to take Dreadwaters, which is just a bad card, even with tutelage. So we could take Evolving Wilds to get the white splash a little easier. I'm actually going to do that. Maybe the Epiphany might even wheel. Alright, what do we have here? We have a Water Courser, we have Automaton, we have we have Acolytes of the Inferno. That is great. We have a 2-drop here, but I can't pass Acolyte because that's just too good. I'm gonna put Suppression Bounce back in. Here we have Starfish. It blocks and it scries. I'm gonna pick that. I would really love to have one of these. Most likely it's the Scout that comes back, but we're taking Scryfish here for sure. 2-drop. Can block there early, guys, and then scrying is going to be really, really important. We have another Ringwarden Owl, and I think that's the pick, although there's also Dragon Fodder, which would give us an early game. Actually, we do need early. This is a bit of a controversial pick. The Free Blade? Hold on now. Can it be worth it to have double Free Blade instead and then splash red? You know what? Free Blade is enough better. Get in there. Let's have a look at our white again. We'll have to keep an eye on how these things. I should have taken whatever other card, that draw card spell that I had, because that would have been good now. This could be good to side in. It also works nice as splash card. This really just wipes a bunch of tokens off the board, and dealing 4 at the instant speed isn't bad either. This is another card that I've appreciated more now that I've seen some other people playing. But I'm actually going to just rock the wilds here, and because it looks like we are going to be splashing a lot, and that might be hard to do otherwise. Disperse, solid card. We'll probably see about getting rid of these. And now Thopter Engineer. Yeah, we're leaning into a sort of bicolor splash here. We're having red and white. Our mana might be a little bit awkward here, and that might also be Uh, putting it lightly. With let's see what we have here. I mean, the exquisite firecraft is so good. I almost don't want to be cutting it, but I think I'll cut it for mana considerations. And this is what we're looking at right now down here. And I do think that the double free blade here was a valid reason to move in. Maritime Guard, like I said, better than it seems. Let's keep that. Alright. Do I think I could put this in there? They are very strong. What would I take out? Oh man. I don't know if maybe white just isn't happening. I just hate it on those. So we'll do something like that. Yeah, now we can get the dragon fodder here. Which I like better than the Titan's strength, because we a lot of like you might have noticed, or if not, then it's something I can tell you right now. Curving out is really important. Having early plays, getting things down, want to stay alive, and we have this kind of like inevitability engine here with Sphinx's tutelage. Right now we have 23 cards here with the double wilds. I don't think I'll be splashing for anything else but the suppression bonds, but I'll still play double wilds because that's just a decent card. Firefiend Elemental is also very good. Taking that. Cutting. Don't want to be cutting any of the 2-drops. Don't really want to be cutting. I'll cut Hydrolash here. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is a 17 card deck. I have repeatedly the games I have lost on Magic Online especially have almost all been due to mana screw. And I'm not making excuses. It's really been like that. So I have been wondering, like, should I play 18 lands more often? But I just can't. With this deck, you know, I have some 5-drops. I have one Ravaging Blaze that I would like to have use more mana. But other than that, you know, my curve stops at 5. It's a 17 card deck. I'm just gonna have to try to do the best I can with that, in my opinion. If you feel differently, do let me know. Comment. But I'm liking this so far. So we started off. What was our first pick again? It was Suppression Bonds, and we're actually still playing that. But white dried up very quickly, and even the double token free blade here isn't going to pull me back into that direction. So we also now have how many Dreadwaters? 2 Dreadwaters. We can, if we feel like we can't win any other way, we can go in that plan. But blue was definitely open, and then it became clear that there were more red cards coming than anything else. Okay, I have multiple Dreadwaters now. I wonder if. I mean, this is not good. I do kind of feel like, well, what if I took away our entire top end here and just put a bunch of Dreadwaters in instead. Let's see if this draft goes completely bad, then maybe in the last game or something we'll side into the 3 Dreadwaters tutelage deck. But I'm keeping tutelage in now because, like I said, it just creates that extra bit of pressure. So it's like an additional win condition for not much cost. It does not do anything when it comes in, but I'm hoping that I'll have enough board presence to stave off any problems that we have at that point. So let's take a look at the current okay. So we'll move this up to where we think we'll be playing it more. Can put this, that actually can stay there. And this is basically a creature. Oh. see if I can move. That was not how I meant that to turn out. Oh. What? What's happening now? Alright, it's messing up on me. So, this goes... excuse me? There. Alright, let's see now here. This looks more like how we might be playing them actually. So what I did here was I was trying to think like with spells you don't often plan to play them on turn 3, for example if they're casting goes to 3. So I moved them up ahead a little bit to sort of try to visualize when I'm actually playing them and then putting them into the curve like that. And as I see, the way I see it here is that we are going to play. Basically, I could get by with just one plains because we have 2 evolving wilds to go fetch it, and it's going to be played very late. And then let's see, if we have 1 plains, that means we have 13 land slots left. So given that we have a 2 double red card here, I think I would go 7-6. So 1-7-6. Let's see what Modo says. It says 1-7-6. Okay, so I actually agree with Modo this time. There, and we have the Foundry the Consoles that will give us some more flyers in the end. Towards the end game. All right. Well, that's this is our deck. I'll bring you back when the round starts. Hope you enjoyed watching, and let's see how this goes.